Hey everybody, and welcome. If you're wondering about the new camera setup, is that we're gonna get our buddy here to show up here. So everyone, welcome to Retroactive's Corner. We are back here again. Due to a few things, mainly with Jasper not necessarily feeling too well again, I told him. I think I messaged him that he should go to the doctor just in case, because it sounds like whatever's making him feel this way, it doesn't seem like it. Because normally he's full of energy, so just a little worried. That's all. And of course, Machine Rage had tried to make it, but unfortunately, he has been unable to. He's been a little busy himself, so we weren't able to contact him. But he, especially since I think he's still doing. Sports right now, so. He said that he's hoping that soon we might be able to do the episode maybe later down the line, because unfortunately with all that's been going on, this and that, it's been kind of crazy, especially over in his neighborhood, and his internet connections are also another thing that needs to be worked on. Hopefully soon he'll get that fixed. So today we're going to be diverting to one of my older ideas for an episode, Warframe. And joining me is an expert on the game right here, Rye Guy. How you doing, man?
Hello, everyone.
Yeah, when it comes down to Warframe, this guy knows more about it than most people I know. So it's going to be nice to have his input on this one, especially for our episode, since I've never done an MMORPG before, so this is going to be interesting. So, alright, so give me just a second here, folks.
More hack and slash grind fest than MMO. For me, an MMO would be something like Warcraft or RuneScape.
That's
this
true.
This is more action-oriented.
True, but still, it's an MMO.
Fair enough, fair enough.
Basically, it's in the same vein as Destiny in some ways.
Yeah, but to be honest, I think the Tenno and their Warframes would probably beat the piss out of the Guardians of the Tower.
True. Not to mention, there's a lot more options available.
Mm-hmm.
Where in the world did my tablet go? My God, I think I may have lost my tablet and my pen.
Ooh, that's not good at all.
It happens. It's gotta be around here somewhere. I normally put it around my desk, so yeah, it's gotta be somewhere around here. If not, then I could just use something to temporarily use for now. Oh, here's my pen. Alright, so I got that. So here we go. Let's see. Alright, so we're going to start off with story, just like we usually do, and then of course we go into characters, music, design, and gameplay, and then of course we tally up our final score. Honestly, this is going to be really interesting, but honestly, I'm actually kind of glad that Rye Guy's here, because good lord, this guy knows, I think, pretty much almost everything about this game. So we'll be asking him for more of the details on how this game works. So, hey Rye Guy.
Yeah?
We're going to start off with story, and how about you explain the story to everybody?
Well, I don't know the full story myself, even after 8 years of playing this, because they're adding newer and newer stuff all the time.
So, just give us the gist of it then, basically.
Alright. Okay. You, as the player, play the role of Tenno, one of the people who can pilot the Warframe armor.
Alright.
Warframe is a very powerful, semi-living machine. Each one has a has a different set of powers. Like the one I am piloting right now in Naros can do things like throw cursed sand in people's eyes, leaving them vulnerable to powerful finishers, and it steals health for me. One of his other main abilities is that I can devour enemies, stealing their health, and if I do it quickly enough, I can summon them as a friendly sand shadow, and they'll fight for me.
Nice. I know mine's the Excalibur, so what about his story? Like, what is he?
Well, Excalibur is one of the 3 starter frames, but is favored by newbies and veterans alike because of his versatility. Quite strong, quite agile, and he has a very basic but nice look. And from what I remember correctly, Excalibur was based on a character from Dark Sector, another one of Digital Extreme's video games. There's even a skin that makes him look like that character.
Nice. Alright, so basically, what do the characters do in this story?
Well, in the beginning, the Tenno, that's you, is awoken by the Lotus, the leader of the Tenno, and it's your job to help try and bring order back to the origin system, which is our current solar system.
Okay.
And there are 4 enemy factions. I say 4. There's a 5th one, but I don't know what. Oh yeah, 5th. He's technically part of one of the other factions, but Neff is he's a special kind of jackass.
Yeah, you always have those special kind of jackasses in video games.
Yeah. Okay, so the enemy factions. You have the Grineer, a cloned fighting force. And the problem is they've cloned so often and much that they're basically have some sort of cloning disease. I'm not sure what that entails, but it's not good.
I guess equivalent them to the orcs from Lord of the Rings.
Kinda.
Mixed with the clone troopers from Star Wars.
Actually, I would more equate them to the Santarans from Doctor Who.
Okay, that would work, yeah.
Alright. Then you have the Corpus. They're and Nephanio is part of the Corpus. They're more business and technologically minded, but they still want control.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And then you have the Infested. They're all. I've seen people. What did I see on Region Chat? I believe people call them like the worst case of space herpes they've ever seen.
Oh, my
Yeah.
lord! And I thought that the flood was bad.
Well, you're not wrong, because I believe both the Flood and the Infested reproduce by spore, right?
Well, basically they have. Well, for those of you guys who don't know Halo, the Flood is these creatures that can actually enter someone's body by digging through into them, and then morphing their body into what suits them best, and eventually they use that and control them.
The Flood almost remind me of the Necromorphs.
Oh yeah, but for the Necromorphs, theirs is a lot more subtle until they finally start transforming in front of everybody, right when they're in danger. Where the Flood, they immediately transform as soon as they infest the body.
Yeah, but the Necromorphs have the upper hand in that they adapt, because I mean the Flood and the Necromorphs are hive minds, but the necromorphs adapt, forcing you to be more and more creative.
True enough on
the only
that.
way to really ever kill them reliably is overwhelming force.
Yeah.
But
What are the other factions that are aside from those three?
Well, let's see. Then there's the corrupted. These people and creatures are corrupted by void energy.
Okay.
That's the place where the Tenno get their power and ability to control Warframes.
Okay, so the corrupted are on your side then?
No, they're against everyone.
Oh, so basically they're alright, so yeah, so in Star Wars Empire War Force the corruption status, they're the Zon Consortium then.
That sounds about right.
Yeah.
Alright, and then there's a there is another faction, but I'm not revealing that until we get you through the story yourself.
I think that maybe we should let them know anyway. I'm fine with spoilers personally, but I think that to explain the story, we'd rather make sure that we have all of our details covered.
All right. Well, I will only tell you half, but I will give you something good.
All right.
The Stalker is part of this faction.
Okay.
The Stalker is a very dangerous enemy because he can adapt to your damage types. Like, if you hit him with a giant axe enough, he'll become more resistant to slashing damage.
Okay.
Or you poke him enough with a rapier, he'll become more resistant to puncture damage.
Okay, that makes sense. Oh, hold on. Oh.
Yeah. He's quite dangerous to beat, but he gets this power because of who he works for.
Okay.
Yeah. And what else can I say without giving away too much? Well, I really don't think there's much of anything else.
Basically, after that, you're pretty much free to do whatever you want then?
Oh, yeah. Alright, and,
Alright, so honestly, it sounds like the story is pretty intriguing, but it's mainly just to get you into the world of the Warframe, and then right after that, it's pretty much just do whatever makes you happy in this world.
Yeah.
Okay,
Now,
that's not entirely bad.
Most of the story is revealed through codex scans, which can be a little difficult when things are trying to kill you.
Mm-hmm.
So, but the more you scan things, the more of the story will be revealed. But you can also check things like the wiki and whatnot.
That's true. Okay, so honestly, just judging from what I've been hearing from you on the story sounds pretty intriguing, but nothing on the scales of like Halo or Star Wars when it comes to sci-fi.
Well,
it's still pretty good, don't get me wrong. It's not that level yet. And until we know more information personally, especially with all the codex stuff, which, God bless if it's anything like Mass Effect, that would take literally forever. I think if I were to give it my personal score, I would give it maybe an 8.
that's what I was thinking too.
Alright, so we're both going to give it an 8. Which, honestly, it's not a bad score. Far from it. This means that the game is worthy of its story. It's just that trust me, with all the codex thing, it would take us forever just trying to describe the story to you guys. What he's giving you, basically, is the rundown version that you start out with before you go on your adventures.
Mm-hmm.
So, honestly, I don't entirely blame him for doing that, because personally, I would not wanted to give you the story at that right. It's almost like literally me telling you the whole story of World of Warcraft. That would take forever.
Oh, God, yes.
And if we're counting stuff like the corrupted blood incident, the funeral raid, and all those other stuff, which surprisingly people still call it canon for some reason. I don't know why. But basically, yeah. It would take way too long, especially since that game's been out since 2003, and the game Warframe's only been out for 8 years.
Well, it's been in like beta for a bit longer than that, because I remember the original version of Warframe was on Steam back before the PlayStation 4 had come out.
Okay, so definitely... Alright, so that makes sense. Alright, so now that we're done with that, now let's look at characters. Now, of course, I think characters is going to be its weakest point, mainly because the fact that you, of all people, create your character. But we should at least count the side characters as well as that, so it would round things out. So, and like I said, there are way too many to count, so we're mainly going to stick with the characters we see the most.
The two characters you will see the most besides your own will be the Lotus and your ship's AI companion known as Ordis.
Okay, I gotta admit, I do like Ordis personally. He almost kind of reminds me of a maybe a delusional version of C-3PO.
He's less delusional and more kind of like how Cortana was starting to act in 4, because he's...
Yeah, that's what I meant to say. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, basically...
He's been sitting around for a little while and has degraded.
True enough on that. So, yeah, honestly, that kind of reminds me, but in a good way. Where Cortana's was more tragic, this one is definitely a lot more comedic.
Yeah.
Which is actually kind of odd if you think about it that way. That's actually kind of funny at the same time.
Yeah.
When it comes down to, what's that woman's name again?
Lotus.
Yeah, Lotus. Lotus, she's just a generic guide character that you see in most games, except she's not as annoying as Navi.
Yeah, but her role becomes more prominent the further in you get, because there are a couple quests that center around her and her own history, which is part of what I'm leaving out on purpose, so you're a little more inclined to play.
True enough on that. But basically, yeah, honestly, the characters themselves are pretty dang decent. And the first villain you face down is...
Counselor Vahek of the Grineer.
Yeah, honestly, for him, he just sounds like a generic villain.
He becomes a bit of an annoying prick later on because he keeps coming back.
Yeah.
Especially when you can go into the void, because he'll pop up occasionally and become a real nuisance.
Yeah, basically he turns from a villain to a very annoying side character in equivalency, which is very sad. When you have villains like that, normally you want them to, if you do let them come back, you gotta make sure that they're out for blood. They want revenge. They want to they want to do what they need to do, no matter what it takes. But this guy, I don't know why, it just somehow got worse for the dude. It's just, wow. So that's why I'm a little bit afraid of doing some of the, continuing the story a little bit, because if this is how they treat their villains, I would not want to play this game afterwards, because it almost feels like that they're literally just, they're just throwing away their villains as soon as they're used once.
Oh, don't worry. That only happened because he's like one of the first you face, but later on you will face tougher and tougher villains, like remember the Stalker? Every once in a while his acolytes will pop up.
Okay. So the villains are so just one villain so far seems to have that problem, and then the rest of them do improve.
Yes. Oh, and I should mention one villain that is rather tragic.
Really?
Nata will pop up later after some of the event after the quest involving the Lotus. Like I believe the second dream is when she pops up.
Okay.
Again,
So what's her backstory?
I'm leaving Nata out because again, really tragic, and I want you to have an incentive to play.
Oh, trust me. I think you already told me tragic backstory. I'm already enticed. So, how about you explain her particular backstory? Just her specifically. We'll leave the rest of a mystery.
She was part of the groups called the Sentients.
Mm-hmm.
That's who the Stalker works for.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and they have the ability to adapt and blah blah blah.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. There is a Warframe later on that's basically a sentient killer, Excalibur Umbra.
Oh.
Yeah, he had instead of radial blind, one of his abilities called radial howl. It functions the same, but it also strips sentient enemies of their resistances.
Oh, jeez.
Plus, well, actually, I'll leave Umbra's backstory out too, because he's not your typical Warframe.
Okay.
Yeah.
Basically, he's secretly evil.
No, not evil. Another tragic backstory.
Okay.
He fights for you.
Okay.
Though you do have to fight him to acquire him.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
So it sounds like that even though that most of the villains are pretty much your generic villains, there are a couple of exceptions that really hit their mark on the player.
Oh, yeah.
Alright, so what would you rate the characters, honestly, in this game entirely?
Oh, there are some other characters I forgot to mention.
Oh, really?
The Syndicators. Once you get to rank 2, you can go to a relay. It's a somewhat social space.
Mm-hmm.
When you go to one of these factions, you can get a sigil of theirs, which every time you complete a mission, you'll earn reputation with them, which you can exchange for mods, blueprints, other things.
Okay.
Yeah. It gets a little tricky from there because when you ally yourself with one syndicate, you'll ally yourself with one other and gain reputation at half the speed with them, and you'll lose reputation with another syndicate at the same speed you gain reputation for your main syndicate.
Okay.
And this is where another problem arises. They'll occasionally send death squads after you.
Okay, yep. That kind of makes sense considering.
Yeah.
If I knew my friend, one of my friends, he would literally be in this game, literally making enemies of everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah, he had a tendency of always being someone who would attract attention and want people to hunt him down just so he can murder him.
Yeah. Each of these syndicates have their own philosophy, and like the Steel Meridian, they're a group of Grineer defectors who fight against the Grineer. And there's the Perrin sequence. They're Corpus allies that accumulate wealth but use it to fight the Corpus. Yeah. Then there's the New Loka, which are they want to restore Earth but with a pure humanity. but there's a quest that kind of changes that for them. So they're okay overall.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's definitely interesting.
Oh yeah. I would mention the other leaders, but I cannot remember their names.
With so many characters in this series, it's no wonder.
Oh yeah.
Alright, so what would you give Warframe's characters personally?
I would say another 8. Like, some of them could be a little more fleshed out. Like, I would love another quest or two involving the syndicates and their leaders.
Okay.
And how they came to be where they are.
Alright. Honestly, if we're gonna go down that route, I'm just gonna double check something. Yeah, if we're gonna go down that route, I'm actually gonna give it a 7, but only because I don't know the full details of the characters yet. I know some of them thanks to you, but not all of them. So,
yeah.
I will make a lower score just this one time, mainly because I don't have all the information, or at least most of it, to make sense of the characters overall.
Right.
Now we're going to go into music.
Before we get into that, something character related, both the Lotus and Nata show up in Smash Bros. As spirits.
Who would have thought?
I was surprised when I saw it, and I immediately had to acquire both.
Not surprising. Alright, Alright, so we're now going into music. This is where I actually think that this is where it's its weakest part.
Oh, the music is actually quite excellent, especially when they introduced Octavia. Octavia is one of the Warframes, and her whole thing is music and sound. When you use her different abilities, the different parts of her soma chord, her instrument, come out, and people are very creative with what music comes out. Like, I've heard Techno Syndrome, I Like to Move It, and many other songs.
True, but those are not original songs for the game.
Alright, but you haven't experienced much of the music that the game has to offer. There's the, its strongest piece of music, though, is, We All Live Together for Tuna when you go in for the first time.
That's decent in my opinion.
Yeah, a lot of people really liked it.
But, yeah, and I have played the game. I've heard some of the songs in this one and the music itself. If you want my personal opinion, I think it's average for a sci-fi adventure.
Just wait until you get to the Chains of Hero quest. That will change your mind, especially because it's a horror-themed quest. Yeah, because
I
was rather on edge for the entirety of that quest. Ugh.
Well, if you guys seen my episodes on horror movies, such as Halloween and Friday the 13th, you know that doesn't normally faze me anymore. So, but, yeah, mainly, I think it's because, even though I have played the game a good amount, I honestly think the music is mostly generic. It's just the usual stuff you hear in any sci-fi movie, from Starship Troopers to Halo to Star Wars, Star Trek. It just sounds generic, stargazing, that sort of stuff. It's pretty much the usual stuff. I'm not entirely saying it's bad, though. It's not bad at all. I just think it's just average at best. But here's the thing. Like I said before, I haven't fully played the game, and the reason why I haven't is because I've been doing a lot of other streaming. I've also had a lot of work on the side. And not to mention, I have been trying to see if I could get a chance to play a little bit more. But with how busy my schedule is nowadays, it's not necessarily going as planned. Especially with, of course, my new show, Retroactive, that just started its first episode on Thursday. So, if you want to check it out on my main channel, and you'll see where I'm coming from when I was doing an episode on that. Especially since trying to get everything set up with the new, with everything going on with the show, and of course with the whole copyright issues with the music. It's the reason why. Yeah, apparently when you do mashups or any music stuff like that, they are going to hit you with the... They're going to hit you with the copyright.
That's sad.
It is, especially since I had some really good thoughts on some of the music mashups, but it happens. This is the reason why I do video game trailers. I just reacted to Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge trailer. I'm actually really excited about the game so far. No release date. So...
it looks good.
Yeah.
Looks really
I
good.
hope there's a release date that will show up soon, because I would love to get my hands on that game.
Alright.
But, yeah, what would you rate the music?
I would say a 7.5, because I have heard a lot of it, but some of it could be more unique.
Alright, so we'll put a 7. I'm going to give it a 5, mainly because I think, 5 for me is average. It's the usual stuff you hear every single time, and I don't hate it, but I also don't love it. So, as you can see, 5. It's not entirely a bad score, but it could have been better. Okay. Now, this is, I think, where the game really does shine, is the design of this world.
Design. Oh, yeah, the design. Because over the years, they have, recently, they've redone some of the tile sets for the release of the Plains of Eidolon. They redid the Earth tile set, and it's a lot better looking. And for the for one of the latest ones, they redid the Corpus tile sets, and it's much better looking, a lot grander and ostentatious, kind of really befitting the Corpus.
True. Honestly, the design of the worlds, the characters, the Warframes, the vehicles, all that, good lord, this thing is just brimming with its own unique style that just pops right in front of you and says, hey, I'm completely unique. Try my game out. You're going to love it.
Oh, speaking of uniqueness, there is something that's part of the design I should let you know of. Mm-hmm. Fashion frame. People who have unlocked enough of the color palettes and optional armor pieces are making their Warframes look fantastic. Like one of my Warframes, Mirage Prime, she is a rather gorgeous looking thing, totally monochrome, black, whites, and gray.
Nice.
That's the first one I ever really put some thought into.
Maybe later down the line, I might make my Excalibur the way I would normally make my Excalibur. I think it would be pretty cool. But as you can see, a lot of customization options. The worlds themselves look absolutely fantastic. Except for a handful of them, but mainly it's because that they look like generic tundra worlds, generic space stations, that sort of stuff. It's the hub worlds that really get you to see, oh my lord, this looks amazing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's strange enough that they really put a lot of personality in the hub worlds, more than they ever did the levels, which for me is kind of sad. If you want them to go back to the worlds, you gotta at least have more variety than that.
Mm.
And even though there are slight variations here and there, I still think that it's still pretty decent, just not what I was expecting. Where I think the hub worlds are absolutely fantastic. They look amazing. these places look like they're living, breathing worlds compared to what I would see with most other games.
Yeah, I get that.
It almost kind of reminds me of how... Reminds me a little bit, and I guess I am going to be referencing this again, Destiny. However, this is where Destiny, in my opinion, actually has some stuff in their favor, since the worlds they create actually look like worlds that you would want to go back to. Where in Warframe, it's not as much.
I get that.
I'm not entirely saying it's bad, though. Far from it. It looks amazing. It's downright breathtaking. But, yeah, if you are literally going to tell me that these worlds are better than worlds from Destiny, I am going to outright say that you're a liar.
Let's see. There's how many places you can go to in Destiny at the moment? There's the moon. You can go to...
I know in Destiny there's the moon, Venus, Mars, and I think a couple of other places, mainly involving certain organizations like the Black Market or such. Where Destiny 2, I think, gives you a lot more.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, but basically combining those two areas, even though they may not have as much as Warframe, they make up for it by making their worlds a whole lot more detailed, as well as, of course, just being absolutely freaking breathtaking compared to Warframe in most aspects. However, that's only one part. The other part is the character designs, which, in my personal opinion, are freaking fantastic. The enemies themselves look amazing. The creatures around you are pretty freaking awesome. And not to mention, each and every material you gather has its own unique style and look, which, in my personal opinion, is something to really look forward to. Then there's also the pets you can own that absolutely have their own unique designs in as well. There's all the different types of Warframes. And the possibilities are endless, and more in the customization and everything else and the enemies more than the battlefields you go on. But again, that's just personally me. I actually prefer all that stuff, and I would say, yeah, if I was gonna say, here's the thing, I would take all these worlds and I would redesign them from the ground up, make them look a little bit better with a little bit more detail. Maybe have a little bit of personality, like say some areas are nearly destroyed due to war, due to battles that were recently happening, or some that were more breathtaking, like nature. Like, I guess I'm trying to say, make it look more like Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. In that type of mindset, not necessarily the look, but the mindset of it all. Because if you see Jedi Fallen Order, it looks beautiful as hell. The world's like Kashyyyk. I think it's Bogo. And then there's Dathomir that looks amazing. I think it'd be pretty interesting to see how that would turn out if they did worlds in that type of mindset. But again, that's just my personal preference and my personal opinion. Doesn't mean that others like Guy or yourselves would say differently. Maybe you guys prefer those worlds because they're much simpler and they get straight to the point, which, again, I do love. I like how it's straight and to the point, and even if you do get to explore, it's at least some exploration, more than I can say for most RPGs, except for maybe like World of Warcraft and Destiny. But other than that, though, yeah.
I get that.
So, what are your personal favorite parts of the design there, Guy?
Well, a lot of the fan created skins and whatnot, because a lot of them are highly creative, and a lot of the, of course, the source material, like how the design of Dark Sector influenced Warframe and Excalibur is really nice.
Nice.
And the sheer number of Warframes and each one being so unique is rather mind-boggling.
Yeah, even World of Warcraft, the only way you can make your character that unique is if you had your own unique set of armor and weapons and all sorts of stuff. Same goes, of course, with your particular character in Destiny, where in Warframe, you could make almost anything. Raga, you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Alright.
I'm here.
What other parts do you like about the game?
Well, the sheer number of weapons you can have.
Describe them to us then.
Well, you have standard weapons like the Bratton. It's like your everyday assault rifle. You have the Boar, which is an automatic shotgun. Then you have more unique weapons like the Sonicor, a small wrist-mounted sonic gun that shoots concentrated sound blasts that can knock enemies off their feet.
Interesting concept.
And then you have, and that's just the guns and stuff. You have the melee weapons like the Sindo, an executioner's axe. You have the Destreza, a rapier, and then you have, I can't remember the name of it all of a sudden. But it's this unique hammer that every time you kill an enemy with it, you get a codex scan, provided you have a codex scanner in your inventory.
Nice. Honestly, I'm with him on this one, guys. The design of the weapons, again, are another part of the game I love the design for. Each weapon has their own unique look, their own unique mechanics that actually make them seem like individual weapons. And I think that's pretty freaking cool. Like, one I have personally is a lever-action battle rifle, which, in my personal opinion, is possibly my favorite weapon now, ahead of the Braxton.
Debris. A very good 2-round burst fire rifle.
Oh yeah, it's oh god, it's like literally holding your own hand of justice.
Oh, trust me, there are more powerful weapons later on. Especially, a part of the game is making the weapons as overpowered as possible.
Nice. But yeah, it's actually pretty cool. Actually, how about you explain the whole overpower thing? Actually, wait a minute.
I've seen videos on Facebook on this Warframe group I'm a part of people making their Warframes and weapons as overpowered as possible.
Nice.
Like right now, when you shoot an enemy and it's just dealing average damage, the number that pops up is white.
Nice.
If it's critical, it goes from yellow to orange to red, depending on how much of a critical multiplier is currently being applied.
Awesome.
Yeah. These kind of overpowered people are probably doing well in the Steel Path, which is an end game mode where if you have visited and completed every node on the map at least once, you can do the Steel Path, which has stronger enemies. Even the ones on Earth, on the very first node you face, I died like 4 times in one mission.
Ouch.
Yeah. And these were the weakest enemies of the Steel Path at level 100.
Dear Lord.
Yeah, and I was using my strongest Warframe, and I got my ass handed to me.
Yikes.
Yeah.
Alright, so overall, right guy, what would you score the design of this game?
A 9. There is barely any room for improvement in my book.
For me, I'm giving it a straight up 10 because this game has such a unique style and unique look that you could distinguish this game from any others and you would be able to point out and say, that's Warframe right there.
That's true.
Just like how Star Wars, Star Trek, Destiny, Halo, all of them have their own unique designs. Whereas, like, if I were to say, like, Call of Duty Black Ops 2, I'm like, it looks like another space shooter to me. I wouldn't be surprised if they copied Halo. Where with this game, Warframe, you could definitely tell. Look at it, just even a passing glance, it's like Warframe.
Yeah. The only thing that would make me up it to a 10 is if they made customization just a bit better, because I would like unique markings on your Warframes, like taking a color from one of the large number of color palettes you can obtain and make different symbols on your Warframe, like make it into like war paint kind of.
Nice.
Yeah, but right now you can really only change the primary, secondary, and tertiary colors along with some accents, and anytime your Warframe emits some sort of energy, you can also change the color of said energy.
That's cool. And before we continue on to another one, what the terms that he just mentioned, primary, secondary, and tertiary colors, they're basically the colors on a color wheel. Like if you see there's red, blue, and yellow, which are the primary colors. There's green, purple, and orange that are the secondary colors. And then colors that are in between those are considered tertiary colors. So it's a little bit of an art class term that I learned when I was during my program in college. So I highly recommend learning more about that because trust me, it actually is very interesting to learn about.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now this, in my opinion, is the one part I think is going to take us the longest to describe, is the gameplay, which, I gotta be honest, when I first played this game years ago, I originally thought it was just another third-person shooter. But after playing it again, after all these years later, I'm starting to regret ever calling it that. Because the game is very fun.
Oh yeah, but it can be a bit of a grind fest because something to add to the gameplay is there are multiple ways to obtain Warframes and weapons. You can either A, buy the weapon or Warframe outright from the in-game market, which costs platinum, the game's premium currency, and yes, it is a freemium game. And you can also buy the blueprint or obtain the blueprint from doing a mission on one of the mini map points in the Origin system, but you're not always going to be guaranteed a blueprint or a piece of the Warframe.
True.
So it can be hit and miss.
Yeah.
And now the strengths and weaknesses of obtaining the blueprint, or obtaining the Warframe or weapon by purchasing versus building it. With purchasing it, it comes pre-equipped with its own slot because you do have a limited inventory for Warframes and weapons. And to get more, you either have to A, buy the Warframe from the market with platinum, which gets you a Warframe slot or a weapon slot if you're buying a weapon, or you use platinum to buy a weapon or Warframe slot. 20 platinum will get you a single Warframe slot, whereas 12 platinum will get you 2 weapon slots.
Okay.
And for the platinum, you don't have to purchase it with real money. You can trade for it because there is an in-game like trading system, which is a very organic living creature in of itself because the prices are fluctuating quite constantly.
Depends, I'm guessing, on the item and, of course, the rarity of it.
Yeah, especially if you're lucky and get a lot of these mods called ribbon mods, you could make quite a bit of platinum.
Nice. Also, to let you guys know that this game is also a over-the-shoulder first-person shooter. Think of it like games like Resident Evil 4 or Ghost Recon, in that sense, when it comes to over-the-shoulder third-person shooters, which is not entirely a bad thing. Luckily enough, the game controls are very similar to Call of Duty when it comes to the control scheme, so it's very easy to pick up and play, especially if you've played games like Call of Duty, Battlefield, that sort of stuff. But when it comes down to everything else, though, there are some subtle mechanics that are just different enough to be its own thing, like the ability that your characters can actually have a double jump, like in some platformers. You can actually wall run. You can actually use special abilities by pressing certain button commands or other stuff like that.
Oh, yeah.
Not to mention, you also get a drone companion to join you, or you can even have up to 3 weapons. 2, one's a primary, one's secondary, and the other one being your melee weapon, like he mentioned before. And, of course, each one is based on a button command. So if you press Y, you switch to a different weapon, same control scheme with that. But if you want to use your melee weapon, all you have to do is press B or circle, depends on what you're using for console or PC or whatever. Basically, just the melee button is just like one click.
Mm-hmm.
So the controls are even though they may seem complex, they're not actually. They're very simple, and they actually work very well for new and old players. The way to master the game, however, is mastering its subtle techniques that you must learn in order to really be good at the game. Like, there's this slide double jump I heard about from Rye Guy here. I tried it myself. I could never do it. But for him, he could do it easily on his first try.
I have been doing this a while.
So, in his case, he would have more experience and would know more about the game in those subtle details than I would. So, in this case, I could definitely see that it's a game you can easily play, but it's hard to master. And I guess that's similar to the vein of Super Smash Bros. It's easy to pick up and play, but it's very hard to master. So, think of it like that, and you pretty much got it.
Alright. So, should we give them a live demonstration of some of the things that we've been talking about?
Unfortunately, I don't have my computer plugged into my game capture card, but how about you do it on your end? You can do a video call right now if you want.
I don't have anything which I can brace my phone with and show it off.
How about you show the orbiter and show your character off first? That way it'll be easier with that.
Just... Wait, let me try something here.
The only way I could do it is if I started up my PC version of Warframe. But again, I don't know if that would cut us off from the... actually, maybe not.
Well, I just found out that apparently I can broadcast directly to Twitch from my PlayStation. I honestly did not really know that.
Oh yeah, I could have told you that a long time ago. Yeah, that's how I started.
Alright,
But,
give me a moment.
But, yeah, basically with the mechanics themselves, each and everything is completely different and has its own unique standing here. And, I'm actually going to be, looking up, I'll pop up his, Twitch.
I'm not connected yet, so I'm still trying to sign in.
All right. Where are you? Maybe I have to look at my stream manager. Give me a second.
Here we go.
As you can see, I have these are all my followers. I'm trying to look for Ultagog's name. I do not see it, though. Mainly because there's so many in here.
If you're looking at your current viewer count that way, I'm currently not watching it because I don't like the echo.
Okay, that makes sense. But basically, yeah, we'll be able to, yeah, we're going to go on to his Twitch stream to give you guys a formal demonstration of the game mechanics that we're talking about. And in my personal opinion, I think would be very good. So we're going to do this. We'll start up again. Give me a second. All right.
It's titled the stream, so.
All right, so it's called Ultagog, and what's the numbers behind it?
Just a second, Ultagog 91.
91. No results found.
Well, I haven't started it yet.
Oh, all right. I'll search in a moment then.
All right, I'm now broadcasting.
All right, stand by. We're gonna do one more search here, or it's just gonna be a pill. All right, now let's try this again. Nope. Give me a second. Maybe I need to exit out here, restart it again. Give me a second. All right, let's look up Warframe. Maybe that'll be a little easier. Good Lord, look at all these people.
All right, wait, aren't we friends on Warframe on Twitch?
I don't know if we are.
Let me see. Friends. Oh, we are not. Let me.
Yeah, I don't actually see your name on here at all, even with the 0 viewers.
All right, I sent you a friend request, so you should be able to. You should be able to get into the stream this way.
Give me a second. Do this again. Much quicker doing it this way, honestly. There we go. Notification. There we go. And accept from request. Click on that. There we go. And here. I've already muted the video, so you should be able to give these guys a demonstration. So what he's going to do is that he's going to demonstrate to you guys how this game mainly works. And as you can see, this is his character that one of the Warframes he designed. Hey, Ultagog, you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, basically they're looking at your character right now.
Man, the delay in the video footage is crazy.
Oh yeah, of course there's gonna be delay in all this stuff, you know.
Yeah, I know.
All right, so how about you demonstrate to them some of the stuff that you do in the game, like some of the mechanics in the game.
Currently, I'm in the dojo, which is my clan's personal space.
I'm one of them.
Here is our personal railjack.
Oh yeah, I forgot to mention that. There's a new mechanic they added recently, which is the railjack. Basically, you have your own battleship and you fly and do space battles, right?
Yep.
That's pretty freaking cool. It's almost like they're doing No Man's Sky mixed with Warframe.
Though, No Man's Sky is a lot more expansive.
Yeah. But, yeah, basically, Yeah, in this game, you could build clans of your very own. Like, you see that move right there? That's a move you can actually use in the game that allows you to just traverse large areas.
It's called the bullet jump.
Yep. Bullet jump also slows you down when you're using a weapon.
Yeah.
They also have a slide mechanic, which allows you to slide on the ground, similar to Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War, and that sort of stuff. So,
you know, and this next portion I'm going to be showing you is the Tenno Lab research, where I can unlock new weapons and whatnot.
Yep. The Tenno Lab is actually very common. Basically, with this, researching new weapons, tech, all that, it really does make things pretty cool, especially with some of the stuff you get to earn. And, but however, in this case, you still need the materials to make this stuff happen.
Yeah, and then for some of these, you still need credits to essentially print out the blueprint, and if it's something like a one-time consumable, you'll have to print it out again and again.
Yeah, so basically, as you guys can see, this is pretty much standard stuff when it comes to certain items and weapons you can research. It really does give you a large selection.
Mm-hmm.
What other parts about this particular mode should we show them next?
Let me try and find my way to another place. Let's see. Back to the dry dock, and well, I'm gonna. Oh wait, wrong way. I'm gonna try and show them the obstacle course.
Oh yeah, I forgot. They actually added he actually just added the obstacle course in our base here. I think that's pretty freaking awesome. I may have to try that eventually and see how well I do on it.
And it should be up here somewhere.
Yep, you have to use the elevator.
Yeah.
As you can see that
branch, wrong place.
As you guys can see that this whole building
set must not have it set up.
Are you sure?
Well, yeah. Well, let's change that. Okay. Obstacle course. Okay. Got to go to a different spot that has more space for it.
Yeah, basically, with your base, you can expand on it as much as you want, and it gives a lot more stuff. Hey, my statue's finished.
Oh, it's been finished for a while.
Nice.
Okay.
Looks like you still need some more space.
Yeah.
But
still enough space. All right, one last try.
Nope, still no.
Okay.
But as you guys can see, the amount of stuff you can do here is absolutely insane. It gives you a lot of options, which is more than I can say for most games when it comes to creating your own base, recruiting new members. It makes you feel like you're actually part of an awesome organization than anything else. There we go.
And now another obstacle of building different things for your dojo. You need energy to do so. Yeah. And the other obstacle is time, because it can take a while. Alright. And in 12 hours, this cross-section will be up, and I can put in the obstacle course.
Nice.
But as you can see here, this is just a decorative spot. A nice place for quiet contemplation.
Mm-hmm.
It has lotus flowers and koi here.
Hey, dude, how about we start showing him some of the gameplay, actually? Some of the gameplay footage. Like, actually,
enough.
combat.
Let me fix that. Later on, there is something I wish for you to join me on.
Yeah, once I'm done with this episode, I think I may have to do a few more things before I could join you on that one. Because I know I still have to prepare for the fighting game, which is going to be Super Smash Brothers on
right.
tonight at 8. At Pacific Standard Time, of course. So that might be around 11 or 12 for some of you guys. Others will be around maybe 2 or 3 in the morning. Others, it may be even earlier. Depends.
It's Abaddon.
Alright, so basically what he's going to show you guys is that he's going to show you the gameplay itself. And show you guys how to do something like that. I already followed him, so... Yeah, but basically, with this, you should be able to see how the game actually plays. Oh, it looks like someone else is with you.
And defend a number of locations into the network.
There you go, so...
Oh, God damn it, I hate when I get stuck.
Yeah, but basically what he's showing you is... Oops. That you are basically going in here... As you can see, he's using his melee weapon mainly right now, but as you can see, melee combat's pretty easy in this case. And then it switches to gunfire.
Access to a terminal. And patch me in. Here is a terminal. Get me in and get ready to fight.
So what faction are you facing down already?
Right now, I am facing down the Grenier with the help of the Corpus.
Nice. As you guys can see, this is actually, you get to see some of the enemy designs, the other character designs, that sort of stuff. Like, I think his teammate right there, actually, what is his teammate?
Oh, my teammates?
Yeah.
We have another Mirage Prime and Cora.
Nice. So it looks like you have a good, strong party there.
Oh, yeah.
But as you guys can see, that there are different types of abilities there. Like the Mirage is actually very much what you expect, especially with the ability to copy themselves, and they actually can fire and do this same amount of damage you do. Like I said, though, guys, as you guys can see, the gameplay is very much, yeah, it's like I stated before with Smash Bros. It's easy to pick up and play, but it's hard to master.
Oh, yeah.
Because he's using stuff that even I have not been able to use yet.
And there is more reason than just skill. Some items are left behind level barriers.
Like how some of the weapons I have, I can't necessarily do unless if I'm a certain mastery rank, right?
Exactly.
Actually, while we're at it, why don't you explain the mastery rank system?
All right. This is where I was confused for the longest time. Mastery rank goes up as you collect affinity. Affinity is basically is another name for experience points. You collect affinity by using weapons, and the more you use them, the higher their level goes, up to a maximum of 30. And your affinity is split between the weapons you carry with you on a mission.
Okay.
And 50% of all affinity you accrue during a mission goes to your Warframe, and the rest is split equally as possible among your weapons and companions.
All right.
If you want a certain weapon to gain affinity quickly, you either A, purchase an affinity booster, or B, only take that weapon with you on a mission.
Okay.
Yeah.
So basically, experience points work a little bit differently in this game than it does in other games.
Yeah.
So basically, what he's trying to say is, guys, that there's a primary weapon level, a secondary weapon level, and then there's a melee weapon level that goes along with your Warframe.
Contribute to a singular pool, and then it's distributed amongst all items or weapons at the end of a mission.
Yeah. It's actually one of the reasons why my weapons and my level has been increasing quite quickly thanks to him. But it also explains why there's so many different levels that happened during my last Warframe stream, which, again, kind of makes sense considering the situation with this game. It's almost kind of similar to how Persona's level up in Persona games, where every Persona itself is its own character and they level up in their own way. Like, if you want to use a specific Persona, they actually will level up in that way. Oh, whoa, one of your characters is glitching there.
Oh, image-wise? Oh, no, that's normal.
Oh, that's normal for the Mirage?
Yeah, it's normal for Mirage when she uses Hall of Mirrors for her duplicates to look like this.
Okay, that makes sense. That actually makes more sense than I originally thought. Okay, I thought it was like a glitch in the game, but apparently it's actually a design choice. Well done. Alright, so, as you guys can see, that there's a lot of exploration here. Like, I swear to God, this map right here, and like I said with the design, that design is still amazing, though. I'm still going to give it a 10, though, but if I really had any complaint was, look at this map in particular. This map almost kind of looks like Hoth in a lot of ways.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, because it's almost like the ice caves where Luke is literally trying to escape the Wampa.
Well, it's Europa, and it's basically a giant ice cube, both in real life and in here.
Yeah, so basically, that's basically, that's the only real improvement I would like to try to go for. If they want to make the ice world a little bit more unique, try to make it with something different here and there. Like, basically right now, I still think of this world as basically a Warframe version of Hoth.
Yeah, I can see that.
But other than that, though, the game's design is still unique enough in its own way that you could still distinguish it from others very easily. Yeah. What about certain skills? You want to show those off next?
I can do another mission and show off more skills.
Yeah, like this ability right here, there is Hall of Mirrors. That's pretty simple enough. What about weapon skills? Are there any good ones?
Weapon skills? I don't have many weapons that have skills attached to them. I mean, I can do a heavy attack with my melee weapon, but that's pretty much it for right now.
Okay. What about some of the special abilities that the characters get?
During the next mission, I could show something somewhat special. I believe I kind of teased you with it one of the last times we played.
Yeah. Alright, so give him just a moment, folks, and we're going to be able to show you more gameplay in its entirety. And then we'll give you guys our final rating right after he's done showing that.
Alright, let's see. Oh, so he's changed the Warframe in this one. Whoops. Let's see.
Holy crap, you do have a lot of Warframes. Jeez.
Yeah. Currently, in total, there are about 45 Warframes, and during the most recent dev stream, they released images of number 46.
Wow.
Yeah, and out of the 45 currently available, there are, I want to say, like between 25 and 30 of them that are Prime variants, like Mirage Prime, Loki Prime, Inaros Prime, and one of my favorites, Wukong Prime. Oh, and my paper tiger, Nova Prime. I'll show you her next.
Alright. Okay, that looks pretty cool.
Oh. Oh, look who decided to show up.
Counselor Vahek? Oh,
Yeah.
God.
He's not going to be much trouble. Alright, where to? Oh.
Alright, so he's going to show you a little bit more of the gameplay, and then we're going to go straight into actually giving this game a rating. Oh, Lord. Looks like you got yourself into another group of people here today.
I always get turned around here.
Alright, so, Alright, so you're going to show us a few more abilities?
Yep. I'll really show you once we get to one of the... Actually, you know what? I can do it here. This is one of Nova's skills, the Molecular Prime. She charges her enemies with volatile antimatter and causes them to slow down, decrease their damage resistance, and causes them to explode on death.
Wow.
Yep.
Jeez. So basically that green laser is basically killing them then, huh?
Well, the one I'm using right now, that's just the Quanta. It's a,
Also, what is with the tentacles just literally slapping everything on the ground?
That is Hydroid Prime right there.
Oh, is that one of your teammates?
Space Davy Jones.
Space Davy Jones. I like the name there. So who's using that one? One of your teammates?
Yep.
I didn't even know that was even an ability. That's pretty cool.
Yep. Oh, speaking of the abilities, one of the most recent updates introduced something on the Orbiter called the Helmet.
The Helmet?
And, yeah. You know when you were in my Orbiter, one of the last times we played, and you saw a giant mouth?
Yeah?
That's the Helmet. If you feed one of your Warframes to it, it can transfer one of its abilities to another Warframe.
Oh, nice.
But the downside is that Warframe will permanently be consumed.
Ah.
Yeah. So it's best if you just get the base version of a Warframe and then basically just feed that to the helmet.
That makes sense. Also, as you guys can also see, the movement speed is absolutely incredible. It's very fast in this game.
Well, it really depends on how much you've modded your Warframe and what its base movement speed is.
I'm guessing yours is at its max, right?
No, it's not at max. It's like, it doesn't say what the actual unit of speed is, but it's like 1.54 for Nova right now.
Oh, holy crap.
Yeah.
Basically, it's like adding 1.54 of that original number and adding it to your speed. So basically, adding, like, say if we had a normal speed of around... Hold on, give me a second. I need to grab my calculator.
I'm guessing it has to be, like, meters per second.
Yeah. So let's...
second, that's pretty quick, considering.
Yeah. So wait, what?
Like I said, I think it's meters per second, so it's going to be, you're going to be pretty quick.
Alright, so let's say we have a standard of 50 meters per second then. If we multiply that by 1.54, that would give us around 46.2 meters per second.
Oh. And another ability. The wormhole.
Wormhole? Oh yeah, that's another one that he uses that allows him to traverse areas.
Oh, not the way I was supposed to go. Good lord, it's confusing here. Really hate it when the map doesn't show where you are three-dimensionally.
Not like in Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. That one had an awesome map that gave you a three-dimensional field. Almost like a Metroidvania sort of thing. You would think that Warframe would have done something like that for how much you explore. But yeah, basically, guys, what you're seeing here is basically if you've leveled up your character enough and customized it enough, you could be like this. Still, this is actually... I've played this game before, and this actually plays incredibly well. Maybe one of these days, maybe when I max out my Excalibur, I may just build another Warframe. Though I think I would have to dedicate my entire career over Warframe in order to catch up to Ryguy, which, if you guys know me, I play retro old games as well as some new games, so I think I mainly just will play this casually.
Be honest, I've played this casually during my whole career.
Okay, so it works out then. That's good.
Yeah.
Let's see. Anything else you want to talk about the gameplay?
Oh, there is something. The melee weapon I'm using, it's a, as you can see, its title in the lower right-hand corner.
It's called the Juvok Tavad Kuva Shildeg.
Yeah, it's a unique weapon that I got from a unique enemy. Later on in the game, after you complete the War Within, you can get a unique personal enemy called a Kuva Lich.
Okay.
Yeah. The element of the weapon you get from your Lich depends on what Warframe you use.
Okay.
Like, let's see. If it's Wukong, it would be a weapon that deals impact damage. And if it was Inaros, I believe it's heat.
Okay. So depending on the particular Warframe, you'll get a different type of element.
Right.
Okay, that makes sense. So yours is fire, right?
Actually, what is its, I can't remember its element all of a sudden. I'm gonna have to take a look.
It looked like it was fire from my perspective, though, but I may be wrong.
I think I modded it to have, blast damage.
Okay, that's cool.
Alright, let's see. Equipment, arsenal. Okay, so... Alright, if I take that off, its native, element is ice.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah. Okay, and then, where was the, and here's another portion of the, game, modification. You can, mod your weapon to strike faster, strike harder.
Add elemental properties.
Puncture, slash, crush, and, you can modify a melee weapon with a stance mod, which can dramatically change how it behaves.
Nice. Alright, so now that we've seen all that, what would you rate the gameplay from a scale of 1 to 10?
Oh, 10. A solid 10.
Yeah, I'm with him on this one, guys. The gameplay is honestly some of the best I've seen in a long time. So, this definitely deserves a 10 in my book. Alright, so, now that we've done that, I am going to add the totals now. Give me a second.
Let's see. What's another weapon I could show off? Here. Yes.
Give me a second.
All right. And just like the Warframes.
Oh yeah, one more thing. What do you think your original score would have been?
I don't know. And now look at my site. It is now a giant candy cane.
Oh dear God, no.
I
So,
think that's wild.
but yeah, what would you think your original score would have been?
I really don't know.
Like I scored 1 to 50.
40.
40? I think mine would have been a 35.
What?
I think mine would have been a 35, but you wouldn't believe it. Our scores are higher. Your score now is 42, and mine's 40. Which is really good, honestly. Alright, so now that we've gotten all that done, time for Retro Evolution, which is another part of our section where we talk about what we could do to improve the game. So if you were a game developer, right guy, what would you change or improve and why?
More unique music, because like you said, it is a little generic, but it's not as generic as some other games.
True.
More customization options, like being able to choose a color from one of the many color palettes, and be able to make different markings, like make it look like your Warframe is wearing war paint, or in the case of Excalibur, giving them a funny face because he's kind of blank at the moment.
True. For me, I'm with him on this one. Music definitely needs to be improved. If they can improve by adding more songs that fit the style of the game, I would say I would start to appreciate this one more. And when it comes down to characters, I haven't met them all, so it means that I won't be able to give you guys my official full scoring on that one. But I'm still going to say that for some characters, if you can, give them more development, or even if they're a villain. If not, then make them just straight up evil and not annoying like a certain someone we know.
Right. Oh, speaking of characters, I forgot two rather important ones.
Really? What are those?
They're merchants, Darvo and Barrow Ketir. Darvo has daily deals. He'll have a weapon for sale. It costs platinum, but it will be at a reduced price. Let me show you one.
All right.
Let's see. Attachments.
Are you upstairs, Liz?
Like many of these items here, like the VS Solstice chest plate, or the Harmony ribbon, or the Prisma Edo chest plate, to mods like primed cryo rounds, primed Fury, many powerful weapons and items. And he's also the starting point for the Sands of Inaros quest.
Nice. But yeah, so honestly, yeah, I think the only real things I would ask for this game to improve is mainly the music. Maybe give a little bit more character development for some of these guys, and that's pretty much it. I would say that would be my only real changes for it.
Yeah, but I'm not done with Barrow yet.
Nice.
He deals in only one currency. I mean, you still have to use credits to purchase his stuff, but there's another more valuable commodity he trades in.
Okay.
Marken tickets. You have to trade old Prime blueprints and parts to the kiosks he has in every relay. They're worth varying amounts, and the more of these blueprints you trade in, the more ducats you have to trade back to Cherokee Tier to get mods and blueprints.
Nice.
And to get these the Prime blueprints in the first place, you have to open Void Relics.
Okay.
And you can get parts for the current Prime Warframe, which in this instance I believe is just a second. I believe it's Octavia Prime.
All right.
And sometimes old Warframe parts like Nova Prime will be unvaulted, and those will be worth quite a bit, both to the kiosk and other players. Seriously, for the last two parts of Nova Prime here, I had to pay 160 platinum each.
Yikes.
Yeah. I know I got taken for a ride there, but it was well worth it.
All right. Now we're now we're going to be answering surprisingly a few questions of Warframe. I drove around a little bit, and I didn't actually hear too many questions for Warframe, which is pretty interesting. Because I was also asking questions like mainly for maybe a possible another episode, maybe in the future RPG. We already have chosen the one we're going to be doing for this Sunday, but maybe next Sunday we do Warframe again. A few people have asked in particular, like, what were your top 3 favorite Warframes? Now, of course, personally, I can't answer that because I don't know all the Warframes, or heck, even some of the Warframes. I only know mine. So in this case, I'll be asking Ryguy this particular question. What are your top 3 Warframes that are your favorites that you own?
Inaros, Wukong, and Nova here.
How about you show them, since everyone can now see your see you right now.
All right. Well, before we start,
Actually, hang on. I'll even minimize my camera.
Right there is the helmet.
Hold on. I'm gonna minimize my camera, and so you guys can get to check it out. So here we go. There. Oh yeah, that's the Guevaros. All right. So how about you show them your Warframes?
All right. Now let me go back to the arsenal. All right. Now these are all of the Warframes I have. I have Ash Prime, Ember, Excalibur Umbra, Frost Prime, Garl, she's my newest.
All right.
Hildren, Inaros Prime, Lavos, one of the newer Warframes in the game, Loki Prime, Mirage Prime, Necros Prime. I got him from watching a stream on Twitch. Nidus, Nova Prime, obviously. Octavia, Protea, Revenant, Titania, Trinity Prime, and Valkyr Prime. Volon and Wukong and Zaku.
Nice. And show them your top 3 favorites then.
Oh, gotcha. My top 3 here.
We'll start with number 3.
Oh, number 3?
Yeah, we'll start with number 3.
Well, number 3 would be Nova Prime herself.
All right.
Second would be Inaros Prime here.
Nice.
And then my favorite, because it was the first, the original Wukong frame that I had was the first one that I outright bought. Wukong Prime here.
All right, let's take a look.
Well, originally,
nice.
Wukong had a different ability set. Instead of Celestial Twin, his first ability originally was called Iron Jab. He would use his Iron Staff to basically forcibly jab someone at a distance.
Nice.
Because sometimes the enemy would glitch, so their feet would stay in place, but the rest of them would fling backwards.
Oh, yikes.
Making their legs stretch out and then snap back to them, so they'd kind of jiggle about as they slowly fall to the ground.
Wow.
Then there's Cloudwalker. Wukong, for a short time, will float through the battlefield unseen and can move up, down, left, right, really any direction, and can't be hurt, and he heals while he's in the cloud. And when he exits, he can stun enemies for a split second, leaving them open to finishers.
Okay.
Defy, he gains a passive that increases his it grants him bonus armor depending on how much damage he took during this ability.
Okay.
And he will also deal the damage back at the end of the ability.
Nice.
Yeah. And then Primal Fury, which is one of the undoubtedly strongest abilities in Warframe, because in the quest Octavius Anthem, I had to protect this console from damage from sentient enemies. And I found out during that quest that Wukong's Iron Staff could bypass their adaptability, and I could destroy them within seconds.
Wow.
So at the time, there was the problem of his Primal Fury ability eating through too much of his energy too quickly.
True, but I guess in this case, it's a very good last resort.
Oh, with the efficiency mod I equipped, it's no longer a problem.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right. So, yeah, honestly, this is the reason why I'm already liking this game already. It's not necessarily... I'm going to say it's my favorite... Actually, let me see. Yeah, my favorite MMORPG of all time, aside from maybe Destiny and...
I would say it's more a looter shooter.
Yeah, looter shooter still, but I'm still going to say MMORPG because there is still RPG mechanics.
Yeah, I get that. I mean, just about any game could technically be called an RPG because you're playing a role.
That is true. Hopefully, yeah. Hopefully in the future we might be able to get something pretty cool later down the line. I think it'd be pretty interesting.
Okay. There is one more thing I want to show you.
Uh-huh. Alright. Also, I need to fix this. Because I kind of forgot to do this already, so that's my fault. There we go. Alright, so what's this?
This is the Tenno itself, the operator.
Really?
Yep. And just like the Warframe, you can customize them.
Well, that's cool.
Let's see, where's... Oh, wait, it's here. And let's take it off. And let me take off that mask. That is what my Tenno looks like.
Well, that's cool.
You can even change their voice. Let's see, where is that? That would be features. Here.
Oh, yeah, give me a second. I'll unmute this stream for just a second.
Alright. There's Falcon.
I hope we're ready for this.
The Lotus is counting on us.
Raven and Harold.
My Warframe is the hand, and I am the will.
Those
I hope we're ready for this.
Currently available.
Hello?
I'm here.
Okay, good. Just want to make sure. But yeah, basically I let them hear the different voices.
Yep.
Still, that's pretty cool though, honestly.
Oh, yeah.
Alright.
And there are a couple different items you can get for your operator here. You can get these masks, the Excalibur, Vernier, and other masks from, what's her name? Nanak on Earth.
Okay.
Yeah. And the Mask of the Lost one has to do with the Revenant, one of the Warframes I have.
Nice.
Yep.
That's pretty cool.
And there's are a whole bunch of other cosmetic items, including, this one's from the new Zephyr Harrier bundle.
That's cool.
Ooh. That is cool.
Man.
I mean, look at that.
Okay, that actually looks pretty interesting.
Oh, here's a weird looking one.
Oh dear lord, the Vardra hood looks weird.
And here is...
Looks like you're wearing a
one of my
trash can on your
recent
head.
ones. Yeah. This one is a is a prize from the Wolf of Saturn VI. A while ago, they introduced some new story bits.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let me describe them to the best of my ability. Nightwave was introduced to add more story to the Warframe universe.
Okay.
The first one was concerning the Wolf of Saturn VI. Saturn VI is a supermax prison within the confines of Saturn.
All right.
And the Wolf was the only person crazy enough to break in or out.
All right.
And you can get various weapons from Nightwave depending on what kind of daily tasks you do. Like I'll show you some for Nightwave rank up. Sweet, 2 extra weapon slots.
Nice.
All right, so there are weekly and daily objectives. Like, smaller is bigger. Kill 150 enemies with a secondary weapon. Or, one of the weekly ones, Silent Eliminator. Complete an extermination mission with only level 30 or higher enemies without triggering alarms.
Well, that's cool.
And the more reputation you get, the higher your Nightwave rank will be, and the more items you'll get. Like, my next one will be the Nightwave emblem. For rank 5, I'll get an Orking Catalyst. For 6, Nightwave intermission credits, which
nice.
I can use to I can use to purchase various items like Kuva, Nitane extract, helmets for various Warframes like Nyx, Nidus, Volt.
That's pretty cool.
Weapon skins like the Crack Desert Camo skin blueprints.
Nice.
Growl's Bumper Floof, which is a little stuffed toy. Or the Power of 3 for an ability mod. These are special mods that can really change an ability's behavior.
Well, that's cool.
Like, I have one currently equipped to Wukong here called Celestial Stomp.
Oh, okay.
And here it is. Celestial Twin Augment. Hold to command the twin to perform a slam attack, suspending enemies in the air within 20 meters for 25 energy. Yeah. I also have one on equipped on Mirage Prime. The last time there was an Eclipse, they gave this out for free.
Oh, okay.
Total Eclipse. Eclipse Augment. While active, allies within 15 meters benefit from Eclipse.
Nice.
And Eclipse is this. Standing in light, Mirage deals heavy damage, while the shadows make Mirage more difficult to track and even harder to hurt.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's really cool to know, dude. Thanks. Anyway, guys, I want... What?
One last thing. My new companion.
Oh, yeah, the companions.
Voltifia, an infested creature from the new open world area of Demos.
Nice.
That one I will show you after we're done with this stream.
All right. Anyway, guys, I want to thank you guys so much for joining me here today. Normally, we would be doing the Halo Master Chief Collection, but because of certain situations, mainly Dr. Death's health and, of course, Machine Rage's internet going crazy, we were unable to get them to join us this particular time around. But I promise you guys, we will try to get them as soon as we can to do an episode on Halo Master Chief Collection. And heck, if I can, I might even invite another Twitch streamer as well to join in the party to really give his a few cents on it as well. So, I want you guys to know, thank you guys so much for joining me. If you guys like what we do, please follow us here on Twitch, follow us on Facebook, subscribe to us on YouTube, and if you guys want to help support the channel, you can donate or you can subscribe through Twitch, through the tier system, or through Amazon Prime. That way you guys get a chance to try things out if you can. Because we're hoping to try to make some unique emotes and all that. I think that'd be pretty cool. Oh, he's playing a guitar for you guys.
Yeah, this was a new item that can be obtained. Though this one is a particularly unique version that will constantly change color depending on which frame is currently using it.
Cool. Anyway, I hope you all have an amazing day. I'll see you all next time. And this is Mr. Retroactive signing out.
Goodbye, everybody.